بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله ولي الصالحين وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I was asked to react to this issue of what happened with a so-called Hatun. Her name is Hatun, and basically she was stabbed in Hyde Park in the UK at Speaker's Corner, okay? And basically this woman has been preaching against Muslims. They keep saying, in the Daily Mail they say that preaches the gospel to Muslims. So basically it says, woman in Charlie Hebdo t-shirt who was stabbed in Speaker's Corner is revealed as Christian preacher 39 from group that preaches the gospel to Muslims, okay, as anti-terror cops lead hunt for knife men, okay. So her name supposedly is, and I've seen some of her stuff, Hatun Tash, 39. Now people said, what do you think? I saw also David Wood's video for Act 17 Apologetics, or whatever it's called. See, brothers and sisters, Muslims, non-Muslims, and if you got so far in this video, make sure you get this out to everyone. Sharia is not a joke. Now, David Wood does a great job. Sam Shamoun, David Wood, Apostate Prophet, all these guys, Hatun Tash. And look how the media takes it. She's preaching the gospel to Muslims. She's not preaching the gospel to Muslims. If you look at her videos, her stuff online, in Hyde Park, Speaker's Corner, she's not preaching the gospel to Muslims. I've had Christians preach the gospel to me. I had discussion with priests, with so many people. Never once did they, astaghfirullah, show the Prophet ﷺ a picture in diapers with a bomb on his head or something like that. A'udhu billah, astaghfirullah. Sorry for saying this, but this is what this woman holds in her hand. It's not preaching gospel. That's the first point I want to make in this video for all the Muslims and non-Muslims to understand. It's a sensitive issue. Understand. I know David Wood for many years now. You've seen Shaykh Uthman Farooq destroying him. This is when an intellectual Muslim deals with such a, David is a thug who has resources. Okay, he's an intellectual thug, you can say, because that's all they can do. They cannot have a proper discussion. They cannot put in constructive criticism or understand certain things of society, of anthropology, of past and present. For them is all about keeping a straight face, claiming that they preach the gospel of Jesus, supposedly, and then just going on insulting Muslims. Imagine you go to let's say you go to West Side Detroit in a certain neighborhood, and you use certain derogatory terms for black people or for Hispanics. Or you go to Chicago or New York, to an Italian neighborhood, and you call Italians certain things. And you have papers with drawings that basically insult the very essence of Italians or African Americans or Hispanics. Honestly, I just don't say, but the Muslims should be respectful, the Muslims should control themselves. I think what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to try to make you understand from a psychological perspective. How does a person react to insult? Not just insult. Sadly, many people say, I don't care. Even if my mother's insulted, I will not do anything. Yeah, we see that. A lot of people, mothers are insulted and they don't even speak out. A lot of people, Jesus is insulted for them as Christians, and they could care less. That's what happened to the West, right? And I'm not saying that you have to go stab someone. That's stuff what I'm saying. No way. But people don't care. But I'm telling you, psychologically, if you analyze this issue, if you go to a neighborhood somewhere, all right, you basically going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt if you hold some kind of a poster defaming or talking bad about Italians, Hispanics, African Americans, and so on. Isn't it? You answer in the comments. Does that not make sense? I'm not justifying what this guy did. He stabbed her, astaghfirullah, in the face and in I don't know where. I saw the video. I'm trying to make you understand how the mind of a human being can react. This Hatun woman, Hatun Tash, and David Wood, Sam Shamoun, these guys are not preaching the gospel of Jesus. These guys are preaching the gospel of hatred, their own agenda. These guys are basically making their living off hatred. And I would say to the authorities, including this Daily Mail, the way look how they title things, right? I would say that it should have been not preaching the gospel to Muslims, preaching this hatred to Muslims. These people are a threat to society. They're a threat not only to Muslims, but to themselves and to their people. They misrepresent Christians. They misrepresent other people because all they can do is spill their filth. And, if you come, first of all, that's a representation of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's, the way he looked. So you're lying. So you can see that you're trying to instigate hatred. SubhanAllah, imagine if they would do that to, for example, a Jewish person, right? I mean, I have to be careful how I speak about this subject because I could end up in jail for like 30 years because the Jews have not taken this trash from people. They made the rules. They had the gold, they made the rules. The golden rule, you got the gold, you make the rules. And they were able to put forth rules. In the UK, you cannot say something about Jews like that. It will be anti-Semitism. Publish a cartoon, I dare you, about Jews or the Holocaust in the UK and see what happens, Mrs. Hatun. Why? Because you can't do it. You just cannot do it. And the law of the country has passed that law before the Muslims know. Anyone can draw a cartoon of the Prophet ﷺ in astaghfirullah diapers with a bomb on his head and all this. And it's not a cartoon of him, it's a lie. It's a misrepresentation first and foremost. If you want to know how the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, looked, you can read what's called the Descriptions of the Prophet by Imam at-Tirmidhi. Translated in English. Just look it up. PDF is available online. So you can see the beauty of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But again, it shows their intentions. These people are not up to no good. They want to destroy. They want to preach hatred. They want to cause problems. And the law, the country should stop them. You will always have people who are going to react this way. Do they represent Islam? No. David Wood makes now, second point, a case that this is part of Islam. That the Muslims say, kill them, this, that. And of course, he misquotes the Quran as always. Of course, he takes things out of context as always. In an Islamic state, in an Islamic country, under Islamic law, yes, of course, it is not allowed to speak ill about any prophet. And yes, the country can take the law, because they are the law, and with the proper legal system, they will condemn that person even to death, to execution for, blasphemy. That's nothing new. Christianity has had that for many people. Have gotten rid of it. That's why they can do whatever they want about Jesus, make videos of him being gay and all this stuff for Allah. But I want to reiterate, in an Islamic state, be it Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, be it Jesus, be it Moses, be it any other prophet, this would be classed as blasphemy, which would incur the capital punishment. The capital punishment is nothing new again. Many countries have it for many different reasons. Some even for insulting royalty, many things. But see again, David Wood is an expert at what he does. He has an art of spreading hatred and an art of insulting Muslims. He's been practicing this for maybe two decades. He makes a lot of money from it, and this is what it is. Same with the apostate prophet and same with all the other haters. All right? So we don't, as Muslims, we don't, like he quotes authentic hadith, good for you, man. I mean, a lot of Muslims will say, oh, this is not right, it's not authentic, this. No. We know exactly what's authentic, what's not. We're talking about context. Same thing in the UK. If you're going to do certain things, the law will stop you and will even incriminate you, and in some certain cases can hurt you. In many countries, not only it's changed, but not long ago there was criminal punishments, even capital punishments in the UK. Not long ago. I'm not sure if they're still around. They might still be around. So, but you see, they shock people. They get thousands of likes and views. Oh, look what the Muslims are doing. again, in another attempt in their agenda to keep spreading hatred. I would say, I would accuse them that they're trying to get these kind of behavior to happen. They're trying to get these kind of Muslims to be triggered. Now he says, yeah, but at the time Prophet there was this person who just took the law in his hand, this old man, he killed this slave woman and this and that. Yeah, the Prophet was there as the law to either punish that person or to forgive that person. He forgets this issue. As for today, we have the Quran and Sunnah. There's a system that he left behind. There is a certain way. Certain things within the life of the Prophet ﷺ moved till Islam became crystallized at his death. Okay, so we have a system. No one just takes the law into their hands. It is un-Islamic. It is what's called fitna. It is what is called dhulm. And this is against the Islamic system. Not every person can just walk on the street and stab people because, yes, in an Islamic country, state, if someone does what she did, the authorities will pull her in, jail her, she'll be processed, she will be judged, their evidence will be looked at, and then if found guilty, she would be maybe executed. But this I'm talking about theoretically in Islamic State. You're in the UK. So this guy, whoever this man is, okay, took it upon himself, took a knife, and took matters into his own hands. The same thing would happen, as I said, if an African American community, maybe in a, or Hispanic or Italian, if someone starts insulting them like that and so on, that people might take matters into their own. It happens, for example, between gangs when someone insults someone. It happens between rappers when someone insulted, right? Tupac and Biggie and this and that. People take it into their own hands to punish you, right? For many reasons. They'll think that the law is unfair. There's no law that, and they want to make an example. I'm trying to give you the psychology behind it, not condoning it, not agreeing with it, actually disagreeing with it. It's actually against Islam what this brother did, or whoever he is. I don't know, because we cannot know even. He's dressed supposedly as a Muslim, but you never know these things. All right? So, yes, I condemn that. I condemn his actions, but I condemn even more the actions of this Hatun woman and David Wood, who are continually looking for this kind of response. I would say they're looking for people to come out there to do these things to them. So they can say, aha, see, we told you. This is what Islam is. And that's why they always highlight the terrorism. They always highlight these things. They never highlight their problems and their community's problems and how they've killed millions around the world, the system that they support and they, endorse, right? Which is Christianity, which is Western liberalism and so on. Colonizing countries, killing people, raping people over and over. And this is not like my opinion. These are facts. These are facts, okay? But you see, it would be unfair. You wouldn't like that. You would say, no, that doesn't represent us. Okay, I agree. Maybe it doesn't represent you. But you can play that game. Bottom line is, in Sharia, okay, we don't make like, oh, we apologize for like what Islam says. No. But we do condemn the wrong actions and wrong applications of Islam. Okay, he's applying a wrong law. He's taking the matters into his own hands. We condemn them, because imagine if every Muslim now can just cut and stab everyone on the street, and now every Christian thinks he's a crusader, and now every I don't know what thinks he's a whatever redeemer. I mean, it will be chaotic, and that's not what Islam preaches. Even for the fiqh of minorities or the understanding and rules of minorities, again, that's the problem the difference between ignorant people and knowledgeable people, right? So David Wood is a hater. This sister is this woman, I'm not going to call her sister, Hatun Tash, is a hater. She basically, what she said about the Prophet and holding what do you think is going to come to you? I'm not saying she deserves it in that context, but what do you think is going to come to you? And again, reiterating, in an Islamic country, a proper Islamic state, it would be a system. Police would come pick her up. No one even in there would be allowed to just stab her on the street or something. No, people, if she'll be talking about Jesus or Moses or Abraham, police would come, pick her up, take her to court, should be judged. All the case would be presented, all the evidences. Then she'll be condemned, and yes, even to execution, because it is blasphemy. So it's an issue of blasphemy, and this has been around also in many countries, many religions for a long time, and it is around still in many Western laws for many different reasons. It's not freedom of speech. Stop with this hypocrisy, or West and Eastern, whoever you are. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. But again, people like David Wood, Sam Shamoun, get smashed by Uthman Farouk, get smashed by other people. And then all of a sudden, they think, well, let's do the whole appeal to emotion, appeal to ridicule. That's all they can do. So sadly, and people feed that to them. And authorities, police, the news, instead of actually stopping these problems, they don't want to do that, sadly. If you want to do that, then you stop these people. Just like the way you stop people from talking bad about Jewish community and about Holocaust and putting rules and laws, you stop it once and for all for everyone. Do not allow people, all the countries in the world should pass a law where no prophets is allowed to be insulted. For example, United Arab Emirates has a law, it's a very strict law, okay, of blasphemy, that if anyone insults any prophet, anything like that, I think even they extended to religion, insulting, can people discuss issues of differences? Yes, but it is a huge strict punishment. You'll get pulled in. So that protects, if people want to have discussions, they can have intellectual discussions, they can disagree, there can be criticism, but holding a picture with, astaghfirullah, the most beloved man to billions of people in a diaper and then expecting what will happen, man? What do you think? You think out of those 2.5 billion Muslims, one will not be maybe in a wrong state of mind and do what they do? Sadly, we're not justified. We're condemning this, but this is what you're going to get. This is what's going to happen. Just like I've said to many other communities, if they would be insulted, I'm sure there'll be one person out of those communities who might act the wrong way. And we've seen examples of that over and over and over again. So my call to action is to the authorities, to the police, to the lawmakers in all these countries, pass a law to stop people from insulting Prophet Muhammad and every prophet. Don't allow people to make videos or movies that are aired locally or internationally about Jesus being gay and all these things, astaghfirullah, or this or that. No. Stop it. Make it that everyone is respected, all the prophets that come from the religions. And that's it. You'll reduce a lot of these problems. Because yes, people can be in Hyde Park and discuss and debate and so on, but you're not going to have a woman keeping these pictures in front of her and desecrating the Quran, and people like David Wood, 8 pages of the Quran. What kind of person is this? What kind of person is this to 8 pages of the Quran, to desecrate the Quran? They had like a desecrate the Quran challenge. What do you think will happen? I mean, use a little bit of sense, common sense, an ounce of, of mind, of brain, and you tell me. Don't come up with these responses, oh, you Muslims are like this, or oh, you Muslims should control yourself. No, I want you to put that on the side for a second. Use your brain. What do you expect from this kind of behavior? Let me know what you think in your comments. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.